Can you see my screen? All right, perfect. Okay, thank you. So you're welcome to the Microsoft Excel class week 4. So gradually, because this is like the middle of the class, the middle week. So we are coming and we are moving gradually. I hope that you are practicing. So on the 6th week, this is week 4. So take this information very well. On the 6th week, I'm going to give us like a project, and the project is going to consist of everything that we have done so that you can start working on it. So that's what the project is going to consist of. So please, can you see my Excel sheet? If you can type that you can see my Excel sheet, just say yes, we can see the Excel sheet. Can you see the Excel sheet? Please type yes if you can see the Excel sheet. All right, thank you very much. Okay. So while our class captains will be admitting people, last week we talked about conditional formatting. We use the if conditions, nested if, and the likes. So this week, we are going to be talking about VLOOKUP. And let me tell you, as simple as this VLOOKUP is, every day I use VLOOKUP in my place of work. So I want you to take it serious, and I'm going to give us some practical questions that we are going to solve, how the practicality of it relates. So what to expect in the project that I'm going to give to us in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to give the projects in the 6th week so that at least you have maybe 3 weeks to submit the projects. Like I said, if you don't come to class and don't do the projects, there is no certificate. I don't need the money. Money is not my issue. My integrity matters to me. So this is a fake data, just for us to know, and for YouTube as well. So it's a fake data, is not real data of any company. So like I said, we are going to be talking about VLOOKUP today. So VLOOKUP is very, very important. And most of the time when you apply for a job and they said it's going to be, and you are going to be using more of Excel, and they want to test you, you want to write a test on Excel, I can guarantee you that you are going to meet VLOOKUP in the test. I can guarantee that. If I want to organize a test in Excel, my first point of contact is to use VLOOKUP. That's my first point of contact. And all the exact tests that I've wrote, I've always done VLOOKUP. So now this is a company, a fake company now. So we have the name, the region, the let me change this to name code. So it's like I said, it's a fake data. It was generated through Python code. So we have the name code, the region, which is like the sales data. And we have the product ID, and we have the region. So we also have another sheet here, which is the product details and the sales people. Now, so this is like a sales company, but it is not a real sales company. It is a fake sales company. So now you have this data, you have the name code, you have the region, you have the product. So Now, don't forget that we have the product ID here. So if you are told that you want to link the product name here in this product details sheet to the sales data, and a lot of things could warrant that for you, because you might be told to find the price of a product and calculate the total revenue. We are still going to do that. And you might be told to calculate the total revenue generated for a specific product. However, the first thing you need to do is to link up the product details here so that you'll be able to get, because this is just a code. This is just a code, and the salespeople here is just a code. You might be told that, all right, can we know for Alice, can we know how many sales Alice made in a month? And you are the data analyst of the company. So how do we go about that? So let's start with the product details. Let's link the product name here, and that's why we call it VLOOKUP. Let's link the product name here with the product ID in the sales data. So we have the product name, product name. So that's why we make use of the VLOOKUP. So equals to VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP. So that's VLOOKUP. Now look at the formula. The formula is here. The lookup value, the table array, and the index number, the column index number, and the range lookup. So let me explain it for you. Remember that the lookup array, what links this table and this table is the product ID. What links the sales data and the product details is what? The product ID, because it is common. The product ID is here, the product ID is here. So that is what links both of them together. So that is what we call the lookup array, the lookup data, sorry. So let me copy it back. That is what we call the lookup value. And so I will name this as C2. C2. Now the table array is going to be from our product details. The table array is going to be from our product details. That is the table where we want to look up for the details. That's what we call the table array. So I will click on the table array and I will copy it like this. Then I will continue it from up here. Now, I deliberately want to leave some things. I know this will give us error when we get to a stage, but I want to use it to explain to you. So let me give a comma. Now the column index. So I said we want to look up the product name, isn't it? So the column index number here is 2 because this is 1 and this is 2. So if you are looking up for price, that will be 3. So we are still going to go to price, but we want to look up for product name now. So comma 2. So if it is an approximate match, no, we don't want an approximate match. We want an exact match. And so that is why we are going to pick false. So we click on false and we close our brackets and we click on that. So you can see that it is linked. So when we check P106 here, P106 is tablets. And when we check here, is also tablets. So if we try to scroll down, it's going to give us error at some point. Now, why do we have error? The reason why we have error is because here, when I look at, I said we are going to have error, but I deliberately left it like that. So when you copy all the array of that table, remove the numbers. Remove the numbers, then let me press enter, then use scroll down like this and you will not get any error again. So as we can see, so instead of, the reason why we have VLOOKUP is to make work easy for you. So instead of you to be looking for anywhere you see POCs and be copying and pasting tablets inside this, all you need to do is just to use a VLOOKUP and it's going to do the job for you. So let's do for the second one, even if you don't get the first one. So let's do for price now. For price, the product price, product price. So again, it equals to VLOOKUP. So the lookup value is still our product ID, which is C2. Then we go to the table arrays again. So we scroll up this. Like I said, remove the numbers and leave it like that. So, comma, so we have the column index. Now, it's not going to be 2 again because product name is 2. So the column we are looking up to is 3. So 3, comma, false, which is because we want an exact match. So tablets, as we can see, is 246.04. That's the price of the tablets. So if we go here, you will see that it has matched here. So you scroll it down, and there you go. You are not going to have any error in it at all. Can you see it now? So let's do for salespeople as well. So we want to know we want to link this salesperson's ID to the salesperson ID here, to the name code here, which is also the same thing. So we want to link their sales ID together. So sales person, we want to link it with the ID. So how do we go about that? So that will be equal to VLOOKUP. So the lookup value now, it is what? A2. That is the lookup value now, A2. So A2, comma, our table array now is what? Salesperson. So I will highlight the salesperson. You can see that I continued my formula up here. I didn't go back to that table. So I'll delete this, delete that. Now the column index is 2 because sales is, we just have 2 index here itself. So 2, comma, false. So tablets was sold, this tablet was sold by Frank. So let's see, can you see? S006. And when you take this one, S006 Frank. So then we scroll it down. We scroll it down. So as we can see, I have matched all the tables together. I've matched all the columns together. So before I move to some other questions, do we have any question? Please come again from where we encounter error. Yes, I will come again. What's the difference between X lookup and V lookup? We have a lot of 2 no's in this class. So now V lookup, there is no much difference between V lookup and X lookup. For V lookup, majorly you use it for small data. But when you are doing for a big data, X VLOOKUP is advisable for you to use. But I'm teaching VLOOKUP. You are coming with X lookup. When you are dealing, there are no more difference between both. Explain the one for salesperson again, because okay, I will explain again. I will come again for everything. That's why I say let me check before I move on. Is it possible to click on the table B instead of ABC as table array? I don't understand that question. That the person that asks that, is it possible to click on table? Can you possibly rephrase it? Can you come again? Please, can you come again? I don't understand at all. Okay, I will come again, everything again. Don't worry. If there's an English like that, I will do everything again. That's why I said, let me check. And I didn't want to rush, depending on how we got it. So let me go back to it again. Now, you remember that we did not have this product name, this product price, and this salesperson. We did not have it here previously before. So we were only given in a code here. We only have the code here. So the main mind is to link the product ID here, which is here, and is also here, is to look up this product ID here and link it with the sales data. So how did we go about it? So I said equals to VLOOKUP. That's what we used. We used VLOOKUP. So the lookup value, our lookup value is what? The product ID. And that is why I wrote C2. Now, our table array is the product details down. So let me delete this and do this one again now. Let me delete that up here. And let me do it again. So equals to VLOOKUP. So the lookup array is the product ID. Don't forget, that was why I started with naming of cell. You remember how we name cell. This is C and this is what? 2. So that was why we got 2. So C2, comma. Now, what is our table array? That is, where do we want to look up the product ID? Where do we want to look it up? It is in the what? The product details. So I clicked on the product details. Immediately you click on the product details, that is the cell for the sheet for the product details, it will populate it like this up here. So I said, what's the next thing to do is to now click on that table yourself like this. Just click on the table yourself like this. So when you highlight those tables yourself like that, to avoid errors, you need to delete those numbers. So delete the numbers. There are different ways to do this. Like for example, now, if you see that it is just ABC, you can just type A:C. But to avoid errors, that is why I said you can, because I saw somebody asking, can't we just type ABC? Yes, we can type it. But to avoid errors, so that you will not go and type semicolon-C. So that you will not go and type it like that semicolon-C. No, it is not going to work. So that is why I said, just copy, as in just highlight the array yourself and delete the numbers. Highlight the arrays yourself and delete the numbers. But it is still the same thing. It has even populated 2 now, because I'm trying to explain. So it has populated 2 because immediately you click on a cell, it's going to populate. On a sheet rather, it's going to populate. So that's why I said just highlight it. Immediately you click on that cell, just highlight it. So I will have to delete 1 now because it's populating 2 for me. So A, C, then comma. Now, column index number. What do we want to look up is the what? The product name. So I said this is column 1, this is column 2. And so that is why I wrote 2 here. And the range lookup is going to be, we can either have false or true. False or true. True is approximate match. What we mean by approximate match is if the numbers are not if the letters are almost alike. But we want an exact match. So you can use approximate match if you are not sure of the details you have. So and I click on yes, and then we have tablets. So there are different ways to do it. I just gave you the simplest one. Yes, if the data are in the same separate Excel, yes. If the data are in the separate Excel, you can still use VLOOKUP and still use this method. Yes, because all I need to do is, let me, if possible, I can test it for you. If I copy this data and I copy it into another, if I copy this data, I copy it into another Excel sheet, and I don't need to copy it here. All I need to do, that's why I said just go to that table in itself. Open your new Excel sheet. Make sure that it's opened already. Open the new Excel sheet. Let me do it for you. Let's test what this person is asking. Let me delete this. So let me copy this now and copy it into a new, let's copy it into a new Excel sheet. And let me just call this, let me call it details. Let me just call it details. So now, so we want to use the VLOOKUP. So equal to VLOOKUP. The lookup array is what? C2. And the table is from another Excel sheet. So all I need to do is to go to another Excel sheet. This is the other Excel sheet. Still the same thing. Do what? Highlight it. You can see that it's up here. You can see that it is up here. So when I highlight it, because it is another Excel sheet, this absolute figure is going to appear because it's another Excel sheet. The absolute figure is going to appear there. And so you have to leave it. And you can see that because it's another Excel sheet, this one is in another, book. That's the name, because I've not saved the Excel sheet. That is why it is book. So it's still the same process, comma, 2, comma, false. And press enter. You can see, still the same process. So even if it's another Excel sheet, it's still going to work. Okay, the reason why I hacked the X lookup things is because I saw on YouTube one is replacing the other. One is replacing the other. I don't quite understand. I don't understand that question. Okay, thank you. I understand now. Yeah. I noticed that you did not delete the numbers this time. Yes, because I just want to do for one. I'm just doing for one. I'm not doing for everything. So if you want to do for everything, you have to delete the numbers. It's the same process. There's no difference. It's still the same process. The same process I did for one is the same process I did for the second one. Are we not meant to cancel the number? Yes, cancel the number yourself when you are practicing. At least I've done it for you now. Cancel the number yourself when you are practicing. The X lookup is the new one that is being used. In 365, I think it's only 365 that I even have X lookup. Yes, X lookup and V lookup are the same thing. The only thing is there are some Excel sheets that don't have X lookup. Some Excel, some Microsoft Excel don't have X lookup, especially when you are not with the latest version of Microsoft Excel. So it's not like X lookup is replacing V lookup, no. But I've told you X lookup, when you have millions of data, works well compared to V lookup. but they are performing the same function. There's no difference. It's just like index matching too. There's even one we call VLOOKUP, but that VLOOKUP is not in all Excel. So the reason why I'm teaching VLOOKUP is because I know that even if you are using Microsoft Excel 2011, you have VLOOKUP there. It's been a long time I've used Microsoft Excel 2011. I can't remember the last time I used it, but I know that some of the older versions of Excel don't have XLOOKUP, they don't have HLOOKUP. There's another one that is HLOOKUP. So if I come here and I'm teaching you, this is a general class, and I'm teaching you, all right, equals to HLOOKUP. And when you want to practice, some of you will now private chat me. I can't find HLOOKUP in my own system. What do I do? So they perform the same thing. But the reason why it's an advanced is just like you are using iPhone 6, iPhone 7, or iPhone 16. There was iPhone 15. It is still iPhone. They were just upgrading and upgrading. So do you understand now? All right. So I think I can move on now. I can move on with some other things I have in my mind. All right. So now we have the data now. We have the product name. We have the product price. We have the salesperson. So if we want to calculate the a total revenue generated by a specific product. For example, you receive an email that can we generate but you know the first thing you have to do is to do the VLOOKUP. So this was what I taught you in the first class, and that is why I'm bringing the application now. So it's just like the project I said I'm going to give you. Every app is going to be an application of all the things that I've taught you. So you have received an email that can we calculate the total revenue for each of the products. How do you go about that? So let's calculate the total revenue for tablets. Let's start with tablets. So, and that is where the sum if comes in. So we use the sum if. So what is our range? Our range is what? Is E. This is our range. So what is our criteria? Our criteria is what? Tablets. Don't forget the first class. So that is where you need to, because everything I've taught you, you will be applying them one by one as you are working. Tablets. So what is our range? Our range, sorry, this is not, the range is this, sorry. Our range is the product. This is our range. And this is our, so, and this is what we are summing, the sum range. So the criteria is tablets. The criteria is tablets. So we want to sum if there is tablets. That is the total revenue for tablets for this month. Like I said, this is a fake data. So this is the total revenue for tablets for that month. Now, if I should do it down, this is what? For what? Laptop. Did you get how it works now? For phone, All I need to do is to drag it down. No, it's not going to work because it's still showing tablets, so it's not changing. So I will change this to what? Phone. So this is the total revenue for laptop. Oh, this is laptop, sorry. Laptop. That's the total revenue for laptop. So this is for phone. So let's calculate that of printer, keyboard. No, I don't want every other thing. Keyboard, mouse. Do we have any other product that is here? Printer, keyboard, mouse, tablets. Okay, I think those are the major things that are there. So let me drag this down and we'll just change the criteria. So let me change this to printer, keyboard, then mouse. Now, as you can see now, I've calculated the total revenue for each of the products. I've calculated the total revenue for each of the products. Do you have anybody that have any question? Okay, yes, we still have monitor. Good. Monitor is the same thing. So I'll change the criteria here to monitor. So this is how it works. So it's because we are having up here, I think monitor is down. Yeah. That was because I was not seeing it. So this is the total revenue for each of the products. Is the total revenue for each of the products. All right, perfect. No question. So for example, again, you might be asked that from your stakeholders, can we know the total revenue by each of the salesperson? That how much, for example, in banks, you know, they give them targets. I know in Nigeria they give bankers targets to meet, and they give sales people targets. So they might want to calculate, okay, how much did Frank, like I said, this is a fake data. What is the revenue that Frank generated over a month? So we have Frank. Let me copy the name of the salespeople that are here. So these are all the name of the salespeople. So your stakeholders want to know who out of them have the highest, generated the highest revenue for the month. So how do we go about it? This is where the application of the sum if also comes in. So let me copy that. So now we will also use sum if, but now we are no longer using the products as our range again. We are using the salesperson as our range because we want to look up the total revenue that Alice generated, the total revenue that Bob generated, the total revenue that Charlie generated, till we get to Jack. So this is the cell number, that is E. So we have E. So I will change this to E. E2, E51. So the first person is for what? Alice. No, sorry, F2, that is why we are having 0. F2, F51. So this is the total revenue that Alice generated over the course of 1 month. So let's edit it for Bob as well. So that is the total revenue that Bob generated. Let's edit it for Charlie. Now, you can be copying and pasting as well. And paste here. So you press enter. Does it mean we did not have Henry here? Hang on for a minute. Yeah, so the reason why we are having 0 is Henry did not make any sales. That's the reason why we are having 0. So Henry made 0 sales over the course of the last 1 month. So that's for Isabel. Like I said, it is all fake data. And this is for Jack. So here now, we can see that it was Grace that has the highest sales, and Henry has the list of sales because he didn't sell anything. He didn't make any sales throughout the whole month. So with this information now, you can inform your stakeholders that the person that should be promoted or should be given incentive should be Grace. Like I said, it is all fake data. Yes, we are asked to sort the total revenue according to the highest value. Yes, it's still the same thing. I've taught you how to sort. It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. I've taught you how to sort before. So if you want to sort, because we just want to sort only these two alone, so you have to click on it so that it will not go and sort everything for you. So you can see we have sorted this. Grace was having the largest. Grace followed by Ima, followed by Alice. That's why I said that everything that I taught you. So for example, your stakeholder might ask that, okay, can we have the list in from the highest to the lowest? So you are the one that will know that you are sorting from the highest to the lowest. So you know that this is how you inform them. Grace comes first, followed by Ima, followed by Alice, followed by David, followed by Isabel, followed by Frank. And the least person here is Henry, who have made no sales at all. Now, another question might come up that can we know the amount of times mouse was sold this month. That is the amount of times that mouse was sold this month. So how do we go about that? The amount of times that mouse was sold. So what you can use is count if. You use the count if. So what is our range? Our range is the product name. So, and the criteria is what? Mouse. So this is the number of times that mouse was sold this month. So we can do it for keyboard, do it for tablet. Let me see if we have any question before I move on. Okay, there's no question. Let me move on. So we can do it for tablets, keyboard, still the same process, drag it down. So here I'll change it to keyboard. Here I will change it to tablet. And here I will change it to printer. So we still have laptop and phone. Then we have the monitor. Then we have the monitor. So that means monitor was the least that was sold. I mean the least quantity that was sold. So this is quantity, and the highest